It's my perspective. Yeah, from my perspective. It's my perspective. Yeah, yo, am I wrong or is it just you? Or did my life show me some things that gave me my view? And if I went through what you went through, would I be you? I don't know. That's too many questions with no answer, but plenty chances for many lessons. Am I willing to learn that it's all perception? That the picture that I paint ain't the one that you sketching? So can we disagree without drawing a weapon? Long as I can understand that it's just your perspective. Yeah, it's my perspective. Yeah, from my perspective.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome back to My Perspective Live. What's up, y'all?
Hello, hello.
All
Hello,
right, all
hello. How are
right.
you, Miss Lady?
Great. We are great. Listen, we got a hot topic tonight. I was so happy to jump on this talking about which generation has the best music. We know every era has produced all kinds of iconic genre, styles, movement. But let me see. I think we got four different generations here, right? Boomers, millennials, Gen Xers, Gen Zers. So we're going
Well,
to talk about what rocks your boat.
okay,
Okay?
you gave out all those positive ones. Great music, great musicians. You also left out some, every generation also has some hot garbage.
Oh yeah, that part. That
Yes,
part.
for sure.
But see, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna start it off because you can't beat the 70s,
Ugh,
60s, 70s, and
okay,
80s for me. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
okay.
Well, for me, I am in your generation too. I'm a Gen X. I was born in '68. But me, I grew up loving rap. So guess where that
Ah,
took me? Yeah, I am still of age. I enjoy the Sade's and I enjoy the Anita Bakers and all of that when I'm at home. But when it's time to turn up, yeah, I'm still in that rap area. And a lot of people my age don't even like rap. But hey, I can still get down with it.
Yeah,
yeah,
those people are called haters.
Yeah.
They're
okay. So,
haters, right?
So
so
I'm
Yes.
tell me,
supposed,
tell me some of those songs that just get your heart pumping, get your feet moving.
Oh, well, shoot. Now, some of it is just the beat. It is not the word. So you have to know that when I go to party, it's about the beat.
All
So
right.
if I start calling out artists,
she says that, but I guarantee you, if you read her lips, she's saying every word.
not necessarily because there's a game I call lyrically correct. I'm not so good
Lyrical.
at. Okay. That'll tell you right there. I love beats. When it comes to this new generation, it's beats because I grew
Yeah.
up on rap and all of that. So when I hear a beat, it'll make me move real instantly. But ask
Okay.
me what they're saying. Ask me what they're saying. If it's not the hook, I don't know. But
Right.
when I'm at home, when I'm entertaining, when I'm with friends that are old school, oh, it's all about the 90s and the 80s.
The
I
90s
love,
and the 80s.
yes, I love the
Yes.
Michael Jacksons. I love the Sade's. I love Diana Ross back then, that upside
Okay,
down,
hold
baby,
on
that
now.
still get me right now.
Hold
Oh,
on,
yeah. I
hold
like
on.
that too.
You
Yes.
mentioned, hold on. You mentioned artists that are gapping the generation. So you just hold on a second. Uh, I'm supposed to be an Xer with Rochelle. I was born in '78, but that Generation X ended in 1980. I do not relate to Generation Xers. I relate to millennials more because I was more cognitive of what's going on. Now, Lynn, when you say '70s and '80s, I say it like this: every decade has a domination of a certain genre, right? So for
Yeah.
the '80s, there are many decades that beat the '80s, but when you're talking about beating them in pop, the '80s have pop.
Yes,
Okay,
Yeah, but when we get
definitely.
the 70s have funk, the 90s have R&B and B and hip hop, the 2000s have our alternative rock, and the 60s have rock and roll on lock. So you may have great songs in other genres, but there's one genre that kind of dominated a decade.
Okay.
Look,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
be the
tell you. I'm sorry, I'm going there, but you cannot. You can't say nothing to me about EWF. You can't say nothing to me about Sheila E. Hall and Oates,
yeah.
White
That's the
Stripes.
'80s
Okay, you
all the
talking
way.
about folks and
Did you say
deliberate
EWE? I've never heard of them. I've never heard of E. You said EWE?
Okay.
EWF,
Oh,
Yeah,
EWF.
yeah.
Earth, Wind and Fire.
No.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It's Earth, Wind, and
Earth, Wind, and
Fire.
Fire.
See,
Look, and
Earth,
that's a song
Wind
that people
and
always sing
Okay.
about
Fire.
my name. Earth,
That's universal right there. Earth, Wind, and
Earth, Wind
Fire.
and
That's
Fire.
Wind, and Fire. Oh, okay. If you would
Okay.
have said Earth, Wind, and Fire,
that's
then I
not
Earth,
would
the
Wind, and
have
that's not
Fire.
considered it.
the
And how many of us waited for the springtime for the Isley Brothers to bring
Wait
something
a minute, you
out?
still y'all keep crossing generations.
no, that's the
That's
same.
the 70s.
Yeah, but you started with you said the 80s and you started dropping 80s people
Look,
and then we
that,
jumped back to the 70s.
yeah, but
But
The
you literally proved
70s?
my point though. You Because you're talking about different um genres. And listen, every generation can start dropping hot names, but then you also start dropping names that it's like,
Mm-mm.
And then here's the thing that I don't like about some of you on the screen. Calling you out, Russell, Lynn, Rochelle, not you guys in particular, but other people y'all's age who don't understand how cyclical music is, right? Like I was arguing with somebody the other day and they were like, the songs today, it's just drugs and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, weren't you a teenager in the 70s? Yeah, everything was good. You have a song called White Lines. It's
right.
about sniffing cocaine. They had cocaine in the video. Did you
That
forget
was
about
those
that?
days, though. That was the days back then. That's all they did was cocaine.
But
We're
why do
not.
Like,
we forget that we had this kind of. So we just started singing about sex, and they're like, oh, but we were more covert about it. Oh, so Debbie Moore's Do Me Baby
Right,
was
me,
covert?
baby.
right,
Oh yes.
That's
Oh my
great.
goodness.
Russell, what about you, Russell? What's your big genre of
I
music
can't wait
that
to
you
hear
like?
Russell's. Let's see.
I
Yes.
go I go all the way from the 50s. I was born in 1955,
Hmm.
Oh wow.
and I went all through the 60s, and I always in the 70s, Casey and the Sunshine Band. That's the way.
Okay.
I like it.
uh-huh,
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Wait, Russ. Russ, you got to do that again. How did it go, Russ?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
That's the way.
Casey and the
I
Sunshine
like
Band.
it.
Wait,
Uh-huh.
and then you got to look at the shirt. He's got the Staying Alive shirt on.
Right.
Well, well, this here is actually from my 45th class reunion. We were
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
staying alive.
Staying alive. Staying alive. Staying
And
alive.
I'll tell you a little story here. Back in 1976, a bunch of my friends were all going to the Peter Frampton concert over here in Tulsa. He
Okay.
played where he played the guitar and he went through his vocal cords and it made a real weird sound. Well, that's in my memory pretty tight because that's when I met my future wife.
Oh,
She was actually going with a friend of mine to the concert, and I got to talking to her, and I took her away. What can I say?
Uh-oh.
That's beautiful.
Ooh,
That's a
Russ.
beautiful story.
Uh-oh.
What you mean? That's a beautiful story. He stole his friend's
oh
woman.
no.
That's with his future wife.
My,
Oh, wait. So he gets a pass because it worked out?
Yes.
Wow.
And he remembered the story. Look at that. That's beautiful.
I mean, hey, when something like that's in your life, you do tend to remember that
Yeah,
song and
yeah.
stuff.
And that
And I
story
can
you
hear,
just that story you just told me, Russell, reminds me of a song. Who's making love to your old lady while you was out making love?
Right, 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 right. Okay, okay.
Wow.
I
Well,
remember that
well,
Wow.
my wife, I was 20 years old and she was 16 when I met her.
Okay.
We
Okay.
were married 2 months before she turned 18, and that was
Uh-oh.
47 and a half years ago.
So she put up
So,
with you through a lot of music.
yeah,
Wow.
and she's had to look at this ugly mug every morning.
But I'll bet
How
you,
is that
I'll
not
bet
beautiful,
you,
Kim?
I'll bet you, Big Russ, you got some songs that you have danced to and crooned to in the middle of the living room, haven't you?
Well, she gets me up every so often, grabs me and says, come up here." And I said, "What? You got to dance with me." She likes this song, was on the TV, so we strut around for a little while.
Well, now see, that brings up. I'm sorry, I'm going back. There's nothing like the messages, the love
yes,
messages that
yes,
come out of the 70s and
they
the
were clean and beautiful.
Oh, here we go.
No, they weren't.
past.
Oh, girl, how does it
Who
feel?
That's
Was
the time we
not.
had a jazz festival here. Like they used to have all of those older bands and stuff that come down for the jazz festival
We have
here
this
in Cincinnati.
nostalgia where we forget lyrics sometimes because, oh, girl, how does it feel? Ain't so clean, especially when she get the moaning and telling her
Oh,
how
no,
much
that's
she
true.
likes
No,
it.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
she was
true.
telling him how much she liked it in the song.
Kiani.
Okay.
I'm sure glad it's not getting deep around here.
No, whoa. No, I'm
I've
just
only got a pair of socks on now. You're going to have to make sure.
But we had some oh, throw some Barry White on. Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
okay.
throw
So
some
let's
Barry
do it
White
like
on.
this. Let's do it like this. Okay. Let's start in some decades. I don't know because I was a person that even though I was a kid in the '80s, I listened to stuff all the way back to sometimes the '50s back then, but back to the '60s. So if let's start with the '60s, we're gonna go '70s, '80s, '90s, 2000s, and today. So let's start with the '60s. What is some of your most memorable? If you listen to songs in the '60s, if you didn't, you're fine. What was your genre in the '60s, and who's an artist or band that made it for you? Russell,
Mm.
start with you. You're the
okay.
easiest one to start
Here's,
with.
yeah, thank you. I keep thinking, you say the 60s, of course, the Beatles were big.
The
And
Beatles. Okay, I know
yeah,
the Beatles.
uh, I'm trying to think of the other names, some of the groups back then that it played.
Well, I wasn't a Beatles fan, but I was definitely more of a Rolling Stones fan.
Right,
Rolling
right.
Stone. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Well,
was more of a
then you
Rolling Stones.
and then you move up to stuff like the Monkees.
What?
That was in the early 70s.
Jesus Christ. They
Look,
had a TV show. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys.
right now
Can't
I
stop
was a
moving.
Santana and a
Mhm.
Jimi Hendrix fan.
Jimi Hendrix.
Yes.
Fun fact:
They're
Isley
back.
Brothers once had, in the beginning, had Jimi Hendrix on guitar and Elton John on piano.
Mm, mm,
Mm.
mm.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
And even in the 60s, we still had the Isley brothers.
I love them.
All
Uh,
right.
the '60s is definitely James Brown for me.
Ah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You can't forget him.
Definitely
James
James
Brown.
Brown
Yes.
for me if I go solo. If I go group, it's gonna be, and I can't remember because the longer you live, the more stuff you forget. Was the Fifth Dimension in the '60s?
Fifth Dimension was
yeah.
in the 80s, I think.
No, 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 no.
No,
No.
they were probably the 70s, weren't they?
70s.
Fifth
70s.
Dimension, right.
Were they? I'm gonna
Now,
look it up real quick while
yeah,
y'all talking.
I'm looking it up myself.
I
You
don't
can
know
look it up.
anybody from the
Look
60s.
it up.
Yeah. Well, I was born in 68. So a lot of my music that I remember is like um, definitely 70s. Nothing in the 60s, but 70s, I can remember being out on the weekends with washing the cars out there listening to Parliament and
Yeah.
Cameo and Rick James.
Yeah.
Rick James, Tina Turner.
Tina
Yes.
Turner, all of that.
And then
That was
Houston
they
it.
had the Temptations in the 60s.
Oh yeah.
Temptations. No, I said the Temptations. So yeah, that would be a group that that was more memorable to me would be the Temptations. But I only know that from like movies and stuff like that.
Do you know
Oh
what's so crazy? The group competition in the 70s was so intense. You had groups
yes.
that were even better than the Temptations that never made it. When they used to go to, and backstage politics has a lot to do with it. Not saying the Temptations weren't worthy. That's not what I'm saying. Is you go back and look at some of the documentaries of those competitions, it was fierce. Everybody was talented.
Yes,
Today and 20 years ago, you could have a group where the lead singer can sing and everybody else was just okay.
Yeah.
Back then, every single person in the group
can sing.
no, they couldn't sing.
Everybody
They could.
They couldn't sing. They could sang.
That's what
sang.
you did hear me say sang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They could sing.
Yeah.
And these earlier generations were eras with singers.
yeah.
Okay?
Some of them are still terrible. But
Yeah.
what I liked in the groups were you had the different people. You always had the deep voice guy, the one that would talk to you.
Yeah.
Like a Barry
Then you had the high pitch one, which was usually the light skinned guy. The high pitch one. But you know what's funny? Because Russ just laughed. What about because back then, some people, of course, that live today don't understand. There was no social media. There weren't 900 channels.
Right.
Sometimes you heard funk bands, and you thought, or you heard someone sing, and you thought they were black, and then when you saw them on TV, you're like, "Wait,
White.
Michael McDonald is white?"
With
Uh,
White. Mhm.
I
Yes.
average white man. I had no idea.
the average, by the name, average white man.
No, but still, I listened to the song before I saw the group.
Okay, I'm gonna have to be all. I'm gonna have to be all lids. Well, if you would have heard the group name,
No.
I get what you're saying though. The
Back
voices.
then, they didn't have videos and all of that. They didn't have that like they do
Well,
today.
I know they.
you had the radio.
You just had the radio.
You had the
radio.
radio, but when they come on and says now coming up the average white band.
Average white
Uh-uh.
man. Right.
No,
Now,
but
Wait,
that
wait,
was
hold
the
on.
lead singer in the Righteous Brothers that
oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
that had
Now
that
these
voice.
names are
Oh,
ringing
hold
bells,
on.
but I
Yeah.
don't remember any of their
Well,
songs.
because they call it blue-eyed soul singers. So
Blue
like
Eyed
when
Soul
like
Singer.
Bobby Caldwell, I didn't
oh,
know,
wow!
did not
I
know.
had look. I had the heart shape 45 that was heart shaped.
Uh-huh.
Would think what you would do for love. It was a
Uh-oh.
45 disc that was a heart shape from that song.
Oh
You
my
guys are going
goodness.
back. Oh my goodness. I feel like
With
No, we had record players back then,
yeah,
and I
with
had a whole lot of them.
They had a 45, the A side and the B side. What was funny about Bobby Caldwell is I didn't know he was white, and then when I saw him, and his song has been redone by many, many
Many,
uh,
many.
black artists, and it don't sound as good as when he did it. So he
No,
had a
it does
special kind
not.
of soul um, to him. The first
Wow.
Elton John song I heard when I was a kid that's what friends are for.
Right.
And when he was keep shining, I didn't know he was white, and then I saw it on TV. I was like, oh, that's
Oh,
what Elton John looks like.
right. Right.
Wait, did you just say Bobby Caldwell was white? See what I mean? I had no idea.
Wait, still?
I learned
wow.
something new today.
Wait, still?
No
What
idea.
you won't do for
I think
love.
it's
I know. I
So
had
you
no
know me?
idea.
wow.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Russell, Rochelle
Yes.
has taken your title of living under a rock. She is
Oh my
now.
God. I didn't know. I'm sorry.
You
I surely didn't know. I wasn't gonna ask that. I wasn't gonna make that statement, but I had no idea. But I love the song. You see?
what's the groups that? Oh,
And don't let me
I've been sitting there
bring
thinking.
out Smokey.
Hmm?
Wait, what'd you say,
Let's
Russell?
talk about Smokey.
I'm. She wants to talk about Smokey,
Wait, hold on, Lynn. Russell was trying to get a group
Oh,
out of his
were you
head.
trying
What?
to get the group out, Russ?
and the guy had the real high voice,
The Bee
and everybody.
Gees.
Yeah.
Well, the Bee Gees did too, but this was a group that they basically they weren't a band or anything. They just stood up there, four or five of them, sang, and he'd start singing. Ah, his real voice was real high.
What decade was this,
What
Russ?
was he singing?
Yeah.
Right, like
60s, I think.
oh, I don't
Could
know.
Uh,
be the early 70s.
I'm lost on that one, y'all.
No.
Frankie Valli?
Frankie Beverly and Maze?
No, no,
Frankie
Frankie
Valley.
Valli.
Yeah, that's it.
Frankie
Now
The
he
Beverly and
four, the
Maze.
Four Seasons.
Frankie Beverly. Now,
yeah, it
who's
was
Betty?
Frankie Valley. You're right. You're right.
Frankie
Frankie
It was.
Valli.
Valley.
Big
was
girls don't cry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
that's
He
it.
had a lot of movies that I love with Annette Funicello. He had a lot of
Yeah.
movies back then. I love those movies. Sunday after church. Don't get me started.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
those groups, Lynn, that have those distinct voices, it doesn't have to be overpowering. You're going to have your greatest singers of all times, like the Patti LaBelle's, the
Right.
Yes.
Frank Sinatra's,
Yes,
the Whitney
yes.
Houston's. But then you have those singers that have a very unique voice, like Steven Tyler of Aerosmith or
Mhm.
Freddie Mercury of Queen.
Uh-huh.
They
Mhm.
just have those very distinct voices that.
Yeah.
Um, and Freddie Mercury had a powerful voice too. Whew.
Well, you guys are going through all of these bands. What about country and western?
Oh,
That's been
I'm
forever.
okay. I'm a Johnny Cash boy.
Johnny Cash boy.
Johnny
Okay.
Cash.
Johnny Cash. And the other country person I like is in my Mount Rushmore of coolest people to ever live.
Who is that?
So my Rushmore of coolest people to ever live. Number one is Billy D. Williams. And not ranking them; they're just these four.
Uh-huh.
Second on that mountain is Dean Martin.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Third on that mountain is Willie Dam Nelson.
mm.
Uh-huh.
Because ain't nobody in the world getting pulled over with pounds and pounds of marijuana and be told, have a good day. It's Willie Nelson.
It's Willie Nelson, right. Okay.
Yeah.
And the fourth one is my grandfather. But the other three are celebrities: Dean Martin, Billy D. Williams, and Willie freaking Nelson. Uh,
Okay.
so that's where I am with country, Russell. I like a lot of the older
Well,
country than more than the newer country.
Willie Nelson was in a parade here in Claremore. He was the grand marshal, and I actually got a picture somewhere. If I could find it, I'd post it to you. It was me and my daughters, my oldest daughter at the time, and I was holding. We walked out and shook his hand out there in the street.
Well, how
He's
strong was the contact high?
I didn't stick around long enough to catch anything, but he was very inviting. You could go up and talk to him. It didn't make a difference who you was.
Now, is there
You
any
know.
country music? Because this is what happens sometimes when you split genres and you're trying to think of something you like in a genre. You're like, no, not really. And then you'll hear a song. You're like, wait a minute, I know that song. I was like, well,
Right. Mhm.
is there anybody that you guys, a song that crosses that genre for you
Hmm.
that you like? Because I was a big, my grandfather, I don't know, Russell, if this is considered folk, but when you get into stuff like Creedence Clearwater Revival and Jim Croce, he liked
Yeah.
that kind of stuff too. So I like it. But Lynn, you said Smokey Robinson, and we always love to talk about. I'm one of those people that watch the YouTubes about the scandals of music in Hollywood, and so they always have this thing where they're trying to say, because Diana Ross used to show up to all of Michael Jackson's school events, and they always used to say Smokey and her had that kid named Michael Jackson. No one has any proof, but when you look at it, don't Michael Jackson look like Diana Ross?
Yes.
Yes. He
Yes.
Well, but okay, y'all can say what you want. Unfortunately, I'm here to say I used to watch them all perform in their backyard before they got picked up, and Diana Ross and them started working with them. Okay, so I've seen that child since he was 7 or 8 years old. So
Just saying, Diana Ross and Smokey would be in the basement rehearsing, and he'd be sitting on the steps.
Well, I can say I never saw that, but
Uh-oh.
the bottom line was I never saw that. We watched them all the time. But anyway, yeah, yeah, but the one thing I say about the miracles was for the most part they always had, how some folks came out and they had one-sided hits. The one thing about the miracles, you could turn theirs over and there'd be another hit on the other side that nobody talked about until the rest of the world started playing it. So, I'm a follow and throw the Miracles, Smokey Robinson and the Miracles into this mix. And then we haven't talked about Stevie.
Oh, Stevie Wonder, of course.
Oh yeah, sure.
We have
Stevie
not talked.
Wonder, whenever I would hear that
Wait a
song,
minute. There goes Russ.
Yeah.
oh, I can, Isn't She Lovely was one of the, whenever I would hear that song, the baby cries at the beginning, right? If
Hmm.
you remember.
Yes.
And anytime I would hear that, I don't know what it would do to me, but you don't know how songs affect you the way they do. But when I would hear that song from Stevie Wonder, it would have an effect on me. I don't know. It just does something to hear it. And it still does to this day.
Mm.
That's a beautiful song to me. And I don't know. He's sung a lot of songs. But through my generation, growing up and when I first heard it, the minute you heard the baby cry, you knew it was Stevie Wonder. It just did something to me. I don't know about anybody else, but I love that song from Stevie. Although
Oh
he
yeah.
has many, but that song right there is beautiful.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you was talking about Annette Funicello and
Yes.
all the. Okay, well, she did a lot of those beach movies,
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
and there was one of them. I can't remember which one it was, but Stevie Wonder was in it, and his name there was Little Stevie Wonder.
Right. Right.
And he was a little bitty guy at that time.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. He
And
Yes.
was
it was
often introduced as Little Stevie Wonder.
Uh-huh.
little Stevie Wonder.
Right. But now
Well, he grew up.
the one thing I loved about and Keone, I hear you. It's like every generation's music has different stories, different messages. I think for me it was the messages that go straight to the heart that let you relate to things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm also one that I don't like having heart attacks. I like dancing.
Oh dear God,
I'm gonna move to anything. Trust me.
Jesus.
I can take a beat. I can take a beat, but I do like to know what I'm dancing to. Okay.
Well, listen. Sometimes you don't want to, and second of all, what I was meaning by that is we have our songs that were great, and then we even the songs that sometimes were great, and you go back like Lollipop Lollipop shouldn't have been as big as a hit as it was, but it's a simpler time. There
Simpler.
were some there were some greater songs out there, but politics, whoever they like them, that's what became great.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you just have that. But I wanted to show you this clip because we talked about music affecting you. You said that hits the heart. Sometimes, it hits the musicians just as hard. And Stevie Wonder was trying to perform a Michael Jackson song with, uh, I almost said John Lennon, with,
Mm.
oh my God, why is my brain going dead? We're just ordinary people. John Legend, there we go.
John Legend, right?
Doing a song with John Legend, and he couldn't contain himself. Watch.
Hmm.
I'm in ecstasy. Now I've been working from 9 to 5 to buy a drink.
Yeah, I get it.
I have never seen him in any live event ever break down singing a song. So
I
you
get it.
know that
Was
that was
emotional. Emotional.
How you doing, Tiara? Tiara. Tiara, I don't know if I pronounce your name wrong every time you
Yeah.
chime in. I know I'm
Hey, Sierra,
butchering it.
welcome.
Tiara, welcome. But we started with the six. Did we get to the 70s, right? Because I kind of forgot what we were doing. 70s had the big funk period and also had the big disco period. You can
Yeah,
classify them both as two different things. Out of funk and disco, which one of those did you gravitate to the most? Because mine would be disco.
mine was
You say
disco.
fun.
Disco.
Mine
Disco.
was disco,
Yeah.
definitely disco.
hmm Back then, it was all about the Bee Gees.
It
The
was all about
bees.
the
I don't know. When you see John Travolta, just
Just yeah, and that too. Grease.
September said, y'all can listen to the disco. Give me my George Clinton all day long.
Oh yeah. Oh, we can't forget George.
Yeah, I was definitely a disco queen.
And then so
Disco.
80s had the two biggest ones in the 80s were pop and R&B.
Yeah,
Right.
I agree. I
Which
agree.
one which one did you get? Because I gravitated towards pop more. As an adult, I like the R&B way more in the 80s than I did when the 80s were happening because I was so much into pop in the 80s.
Hmm.
Yeah.
No,
Pop.
I'm
Ours
hands
would be
I'm
pop.
hands down. I'm an old school girl. So the 80s R&B, yeah.
R&B,
R&B.
We know
Yes.
you was in there listening to the Barge and
all of it,
you know
all of it, all of it. Yeah.
the
I
90s
Whitney,
were
Turner, Lenny. What was the
Minnie Riperton.
Oh,
Oh,
now you
twin
you
boys? They
got
were
you got
twin
her.
guys. The twin guys. The song was. I actually posted it on my TikTok. I forget, let me look and see what the name of the guys was. But they the Lionel brothers or something like that.
Irene Cara.
oh,
I
wow.
remember her. Remember her
Yeah.
definitely.
Movie soundtracks were big in the
Yes,
80s.
that
Yeah.
yes they
In the
were.
70s.
Bobby Goldsboro.
There are people who can't remember the name of a movie, but they'll sing the song from the movie to help remember the name for the movie. Like if you don't remember if it was The Breakfast Club, all I have to do is say, "Hey, hey, hey, hey," and they go, "The Breakfast Club."
Right.
Honey.
Don't you forget about me.
Yeah, like the sound of it. Yes.
Yep.
The
No, what I'm
90s.
talking about is in the 80s. So the 70s is still kind of like a little bit out there for me,
Mhm.
because I am a millennium. But
That does
um,
not make it out there for you. You making it out there for you, September.
because it's like I will have to like you will have to just like you just said like if you sing it then I would like oh okay yeah I know that song but I
Earth,
couldn't tell
Wind,
you
and
the
Earth,
artist's
Wind, and Fire
name.
wrote a Earth, Wind, and Fire wrote a song about you.
Yep.
I know everyone sings that song, but that's the only way I know that song is because everybody sings that song.
Right.
Oh, wow. No.
Listen, I
But I'm pretty
saw.
sure my mom and dad, of course, like, oh, September, there you go, huh? But you
Mm,
guys don't even know the story of my name. So I'm like, okay. So I don't know if they chose it from the song or if I was literally the last child and they were tired of naming and they just named me September.
Hey,
It's
okay
kind
then.
of beautiful. I am born in September, so when they first introduced you and said September was coming, automatically I was like, yes,
I
okay,
Yeah.
yes.
wouldn't. I wouldn't complain about being named. My name is John Lewis Lee because my mama didn't know if my daddy was John Lewis or Lee.
You know what? Stop.
Stop it. No, I think my
I'm
mother
sparing
made it.
you,
I
Keto.
love my name. I love my name. Like my
You
name.
should.
I said, "Who's my daddy?" She said it could be one of 14 people. Okay, so um,
Oh no,
Stop
no, I'm
it.
sorry. I just popped up accidentally something. Lord, why did I just hit Luther?
oh, wait. You always gotta ask. You like Big Luther or Skinny Luther?
I like Luther.
No, because a lot of people like Big Luther, and then
Big
there's some
Luther.
people who
I
like
like
Skinny
I,
Luther.
I like
Ah,
Big Luther.
Big Luther.
I
Definitely
like
Big
me
Luther.
some Luther.
Wait, what size was he with If Only for One Night?
I think he was closer to Tevin Campbell size then. I don't remember.
I don't
David Campbell,
I don't remember.
Devin Campbell is skinny. What are you
real skinny. He's not.
Hey, that's why all the songs in the 70s was better. They had the pure booger sugar back then.
the
Um,
pure sugar? I am
I have a
rolling.
question.
Through.
What's a song that you used to like and you thought it had something totally different? I'm sorry,
Oh,
it was something totally different to what they were really singing about.
okay. Yeah, I found out later a few of those. One was Mary Jane. I didn't know what it was.
You thought it was about a woman?
You thought it
Yeah,
was
I really
oh,
did for a long time.
see, yeah,
And it's another song too that I didn't know what they were talking about. Y'all keep going. Let me think about
Well,
it. But
I got one for you. You remember?
no, I just found out the real true meaning of this song like a year ago, and I'm 56 and I've been listening to it forever. Give me a moment to think about it. It's
One
yeah,
of mine is the OJ's. All the ladies used to love this song. I
Okay.
really miss you,
yeah,
Brandy.
yeah.
When are
uh-huh.
you coming back home? They didn't know he was singing about a dog.
Yeah, and
No.
Yes, yes. Oh, Rochelle, we breaking her heart today. Yeah, they were singing about a dog, Rochelle.
Oh my God. See what I mean? See, people get jokes over me real quick. They play jokes on me because I'm the last one to get it, but I thought I knew music. You Brandy was about a dog. Oh my God.
but that was a special relationship. It was a special story.
I
Wow.
didn't
We're
know.
talking about the one that was going out to sea.
Huh?
Wait,
What?
who,
Is
me?
that no? You said Brandy.
Yeah, by the OJ's.
Yeah, it's a song from back in the day. We all know the words, every part of the words to the song.
Yeah,
I
but
thought it was about a woman.
if you look at the words closely, you can kind of tell he's not talking about a woman.
Oh gosh.
Uh,
I'm
uh,
broken. We broke Rochelle today. We broke her.
Yeah, she ain't gonna be worth a darn anymore. You
No, I
just
just found out. No, a serious another song broke my heart because my friends laughed at me for like 2 days. I'm serious. It's a song. You guys would laugh too if I could just think of it because I really had no idea that's what they were talking about.
So
You know?
because listen to this part. He was sipping on a cherry soda pop,
Yeah.
building houses made of sand, like a little child with a fantasy, just a fraction of a man. He was a child, fraction of a man. But I was in love when they put it down. Oh, my doorstep in the rain. What girl did they put down on his doorstep in
Well,
the rain?
I'm gonna go back to what I said before. I know beats, not lyrics.
Oh, I thought you said that's for songs today when you get angry.
No, but seriously, I don't know. Things that are not really, just grooving to, I don't care. Things I care about, I pay attention to. A lot
Lynn,
of
I don't
things,
believe her. I believe Russell and Rochelle know all the lyrics to all the words to every Megan Thee Stallion song. I
no,
guarantee you.
nope. I know beats. I can drop it. Hey, I can, yeah, but I don't know what they stand except, like I said, on the
Are
hook.
we in my generation now?
Oh, I can go up there too,
Oh
but
no, I'm tired of September. September's old too. She be trying to look
no,
young.
but look,
No,
me and
hold on, Rochelle. Hold on,
okay.
Rochelle. Because September does this thing where she try to, because she looked like she in her 20s. She ain't in her 20s. She up here with everybody else.
And that's why we would be able to get along because I don't look like I'm in my 50s. And guess what?
No, you don't.
I live and
You
I
never
can
talk.
have a good time. They would never know because I could jam to Megan and I can go back down to the OJs.
Yes. Yeah,
yeah.
because I like older music too. Like I like the 80s and yeah, moving forward on that. Like, yes, like it's
I fit the
it's
scene.
definitely I have sisters, like I'm the baby of 8 kids, and my oldest sister
Oh,
is
wow.
56 years old. So I've heard a generation of music throughout my
Yes, you have.
whole childhood
Yes, you
from my
have.
mom My dad and my sisters and brothers cleaning up music. All they did was play music. In Vogue, all of those people back in the day, Tina Turner, all of those, everybody.
Barry
So I
White.
can, yes, I love all of the
Be
music,
the
all types.
woman. Hey, it's a woman's truth. I love
Yes.
it.
So I don't discriminate on anyone's.
Here's a song
I love
question.
it all.
I want to start with Russ. What's your go-to song when you want to get out of a sad feeling?
Good question.
Hmm.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
Well, I'll start while y'all think of because mine are
I
easy.
guess I guess I'm gonna stay on a sad feeling.
You're gonna say what? Okay, mine.
What is?
If I'm slightly sad,
I
it's
I I
it's
I I
it's.
can't say anything.
Can you hear me?
Mm, I'm sad.
If
Mm.
it's slightly
What you
Yeah.
sad,
thinking?
Russell.
He's thinking.
I know, but
I
he
listen to
starts. He
gospel
starts
music
every
when I'm
time I
sad.
start. So,
What?
Hey, what's wrong?
oh my god, he's lagging. Jesus.
I go right to the gospel music when I'm sad. I'm like, okay, I need an uplifting Lord lift me up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
So
can't because all the gospel I like is old gospel music. It's not this new happy stuff. So all my gospel music is the old, Jesus is in the valley. And
you
No,
don't
then you
listen
Right.
know
to
what?
gospel songs,
Let me send
Karan
you one of my
Hotline.
tapes. One of
but when
my
but when
I'm
I'm
sorry.
slight but when I'm slightly sad, it's Elton John's sad songs, and when I'm deep sad, it's Johnny Cash hurt.
Oh,
Mm.
So,
you
so
went
wait a minute.
back.
Is
You
this for
went
you to
really back.
stay sad or for you to get uplifted?
Uplifted because sometimes the Elton John sad songs, because people think you listen to something happy to get out of a sad mood, right? That's not always the case.
Right.
You listen. A lot of people listen to sad songs, and you think, well, how does a sad song get you out of sadness? And that's exactly what Elton John's song is about: appreciation to sad songs. Someone else was in that feeling and felt strong enough to write it down so that you can hear it and you're
Yeah.
relating to it and you get out of it.
Yeah.
It's almost like if you try not to cry, but you don't get out of that emotion because you didn't cry.
Hmm.
So
Mm.
you cry to get yourself out of that emotion. It helps you get through that um, grief. You know.
I
Hmm.
know one song that I like. It's by my mind just went blank.
Uh oh.
Oh, this is terrible.
So maybe
Uh,
because maybe y'all don't get sad enough. I don't know. So let's turn it to this one. All right, Rochelle, you ready?
Yep.
Because y'all about to tell on yourself.
Uh-oh.
What was that go-to song that got you in the bound chicka wow wow
Oh.
mood?
Whoa. Mine was Lakeside. You remember
Lake,
Lakeside?
Lakeside,
I
Lakeside.
used to skate back then in my era. I used to roller skate. Roller skate was a big
Yeah.
deal. So when Usher brought it back, I was so excited because I could still skate. So whenever I would hear Lakeside or Jamaica Funk, Jamaica Funk, funkin' for Jamaica, something like that, that would be the one to get me, you know,
Running?
hype. No, hype.
No, nobody was talking about hype, lady. What was the song you put on that got you in the mood to make
In the
movies?
mood. Okay, then that would
No.
definitely be. I'm sorry. Then that would definitely be DeBarge. That
Ah.
DeBarge song
Which
back
one?
in the day. Ooh, and I like it. I love that.
Oh, ooh, and
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. I like
You
that
bring
song
tears down
from
my
DeBarge. Yeah,
spine every time. Okay.
Now see,
I love that one. Yeah,
I could throw
yeah.
down with some OJs.
I like that.
Yours was OJ's, Lynn?
I could throw down with some OJs. Let me
Okay, she
make
said
love
throw
to
down.
you.
Okay.
You
All
know.
right. She was making sure you went to sleep.
No,
She said
no.
throw down.
And then you can throw on some Luther.
Yeah, Luther.
Throw on some Luther.
Definitely.
You know
Luther.
what? I am surprised. I thought you were going to say Teddy Pendergrass.
Oh, I had to come in with
Ooh,
Teddy
close
too.
the door.
Teddy,
All right,
oh,
Teddy.
Teddy, all the way. Yep.
No,
All the way.
You can't go
Teddy
wrong with no
gave you the Teddy gave you the instructions. He had the song "Come On and Go with Me," right?
Yeah,
Hmm.
Come over to my place, and then he
yeah,
had "Close the Door" because I
yeah,
guess
Oh
that
yeah.
was next. Then
yeah,
it was "Turn Off the Lights."
yeah.
Um, oh, and then the last one was "Do Me." I guess because you've done all everything else, we just get to that one. What was it for you, Russ? What was the song?
Whatever was on the radio at the
Oh
time.
my God, that's a man. That's a man right there.
It
Russell's
don't
like,
take it
right
don't take
answer,
much for me to
right?
get going.
Right.
Russell said I could knock boots to the Campbell Soup commercial. I don't give a damn.
Don't matter. Don't matter.
Now wait a minute. If the wife said get up, he got up, right?
Right. I was ready to go when the radio was on and everything else was on. Hey, we're
Oh,
going.
If the
Good
wife
Yes.
said
Lord.
come on,
I'm
get
Whatever was
dying.
playing on the
I
radio,
am
right? And you
dying
move
over
to the
Russell
beat.
Simmons.
He's grabbing his wife, and she's like, "Baby, it's just a commercial."
I'm dying.
I say, you remember when?
The song comes on. If you love your pet, go to Pet Supermarket. She's like, "Why are you grabbing me?"
we're going to
Okay,
Pet Sandy.
September. What was the song for you?
It was any, just like Russ, but it was any Key Sweat or R. Kelly song.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
You said Key Sweat. Yep.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Key
See, me
Sweat.
and me and September's on the same
Same
wavelength here.
page right now.
Well, okay.
I forgot Keith.
Keith
Who can
Sweat.
forget Keith? When I came home from the military, Keith Sweat was so big at that time, and you could
Oh
put on
yes.
his CD starting at number one.
Number one, and play it
Let it
all the
roll.
way. You can play Key Sweat all day long.
All day
Till
long.
today, right now, and
Like
it was
right now, if I was to play Key Sweat, you will
yeah,
it'll bring back so many
yeah,
memories. You would be in here sad. You would be here to
yeah,
party.
yeah.
You would be here.
Every emotion.
I
Yes,
want to
it's
love you
definitely an
down.
emotional roller coaster
I
when
want
you
to love
listen to
you
some Key
down.
Sweat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything.
oh, Lynn just got a good one. Wait, you said "Let Me Love You Down"?
No, I want to love you down. I
Oh, I
want
thought you were
to
doing that.
I want
Uh,
to love you
what
down.
was it?
Yeah.
Force MDs. That's what I thought you were
Oh
Oh,
thinking.
no,
Force
hadn't
MDs.
gone there yet. Mm-mm.
oh,
So Big
this
Russ
is a
and
lot of
September
music.
said to anything. So we know at the reunion show, don't put on no music.
No, I'm gonna go and request something, but it could be,
Okay.
between those two people, R. Kelly and Key Sweat.
Oh
All right,
wow,
cool.
R. Kelly. I know, I know, I know. I
So we got
love R. Kelly too.
oh God.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
stop
love
saying
me
that.
some R.
All right,
Kelly.
all right, all right. We've said that name enough. We don't want to conjure him up.
I know, I know. We don't bring that up too
Yeah,
much.
No,
because
but
now,
hey, like
because
before all
now,
of that,
no,
like
no, no, it
yes,
ain't no before all that. Because now, when I look at them lyrics, I go, oh,
I know,
Right,
yeah,
me
that
too.
too, that
Yeah.
too, that
that's
too.
why.
Cause
That's
see
why
now
she
you're making
remind
it a
you.
topic of
Yeah,
no, but
aging.
those were the hits back in our days,
Yeah, they
like that.
were hits back in our
TLC
days.
too. TLC was a good group that you could play, like you can turn on and listen to
yeah,
TLC.
yeah,
Yeah, you
Um,
could.
Yeah.
Thank you for you diverted from that R. Kelly fiasco.
yeah.
Yeah, I see
Well,
that.
yeah, there we go. There we go. You
but
can do a Mary J.
you
You
can.
No,
could do a Mary J. Blige. You
no,
can't go wrong with a Mary J.
no,
No, you would be crying. You would be crying in a
no.
Mary
You
J.
play some Mary J. while I'm trying to get in the mood. I'm probably gonna punch you in the throat.
It's some songs you got to think about it.
Well, I got to hear all the songs. That's cool. Those are so. Those, everybody had a song that gets. Oh, I didn't even do mine.
Hey, pretty. Yeah,
Mine
what's
has to
yours?
be.
What's your go to?
What's your
Mine's
go-to?
got to be my neck, my back.
How you know
Well, that's a good one.
You Now
That was
y'all,
the one
I
hit
know
wonder song. What make
That was who was the one that sang that song?
her name
uh,
is Kaya.
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 Okay, I was driving down Main Street here in town one day, and that song come on the radio. I cranked it up, and I was singing along with it. And I looked over at the car next to me, and the women were all looking at me.
They're like Santa Claus is a freak.
Yeah, I
And
was
guess
just
what? That song, I don't care where you are, that one hit wonder song will cause you to move a shoulder or two,
Oh yeah, for
somewhere
sure.
in the
Yes.
song.
Oh, you
You
definitely
gonna move.
what you call it?
singing that.
What
You
you
singing
say?
that when it come on. You're like Russ in the car.
You
Yes. But
there.
you're definitely like Russ in the car singing that. Like my name.
Hey, Lynn, I'm
I
gonna
can't.
ask. I'm gonna ask.
You can't.
I'm
Hey.
gonna ask Lynn this one. We'll
Uh-oh.
start off with Lynn.
Wow.
Favorite line dancing song, and it cannot be "It's
Ooh.
Electric." Boogie woogie
The
woogie.
electric
Okay.
slide, you
What?
can't go
No,
the
no,
Tootsie Roll.
No,
no,
I'm just messing with you. Go
I'm
ahead. Go ahead, Lynn.
I'm a wobble.
The
Oh, you're a
wobble.
wobble one.
Wobble, wobble, wobble,
The
wobble.
wobble.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
okay,
wobble is a
okay.
good line dance song.
Yeah,
The wobble.
Okay,
yeah.
what's yours, Rochelle?
I like Tamia.
Tamia is a good one too. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
yeah. I
Okay,
love to do that one. Yeah, I look good doing that one.
what's your
Yeah.
line dance song?
She said I was doing that.
What's your line dance song? September.
Mine would be the Tootsie Roll or the both of those that they both of those are always good. The wobble,
It's nice.
the
It's a
Tamia
very
song,
nice
and the
song.
Tootsie Roll, and the electric slide.
What
Yeah.
about yours? Okay, I said one. You did 47. Um, Lynn could have gave
They
me
just pick
12.
one.
Okay, what's yours, Russell?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I never could get into line dancing.
Oh, okay.
Hey, it takes a lot of coordination to know when to kick, when to step back,
When
and
the kick it, when the
Yeah.
turn.
I mean,
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
kicking someone's butt in front of me every time I did something.
He can't get the line dance, but he's singing my
Don't
name.
feel bad, Russ. I still don't know the Tamia dance, and that's one of the dances that I need to learn. Like I
I
still
teach
don't have it.
people. They stand behind me and watch me do it. I teach them, and it's good. They be giving me my. I love doing it. I
Maybe
had
you're
to
gonna have to
learn it.
teach me one day or
Now
something.
Uh, you
what
know,
was
Rich,
the song? And it was really popular during COVID because I'm just drawing a blank
It
on the
was.
name of the song, but it was really popular during COVID. They were doing flash mobs all
The
around.
boot scooting boogie.
No, no,
I
they
thought
were
it was a
doing
Tamia
flash
song.
dances, flash mobs all around the country doing that particular.
Mm-mm.
It'll come to me. It was
okay.
out of Africa.
Will it better come to you in 4 minutes?
Yeah, okay, fine. All right.
I thought the
Rochelle,
Tamia song was real popular. That dance became
Yeah,
back popular
and it's
back.
not old yet, but there is one that I do want to learn, and it's country actually. It's that new country one that everybody's doing that's all over TikTok. I want to learn it. I
Yeah.
forgot what it is, but it is country and it's viral right now. But I
Yeah.
love line dancing and we do a lot of it here. So in between my studies and with everything I got going on, I like to go out and have a good time and music is everything and it's universal.
Oh
It is.
yes, yes,
It
yes, for
is.
sure. You can't go wrong with music.
It is.
Cannot go wrong. It changes everything. Your mood. Just
Yeah,
pick on
you
put
just
on
got
the
to get up
right
and
song.
dance.
Yeah. Put on the right song and whatever mood you're in, it will change you.
Are you
Well,
There
talking?
you go.
in
Are
this
you
Are you know
talking
last,
we got
about
the
this
line
one?
dance?
Yeah.
this Tamia.
There it is.
That's the
Come
one you're
on.
talking about.
See, I know.
It's they not dancing. Okay,
There
there
they
we go.
go.
There you go.
And they look good doing it. I know this one.
Right, and they little heels. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that one. That's a Tamia dance.
Is that
Yeah.
the one you're talking about, Lynn?
Yeah. That's it.
No, but
Mhm.
I've done. I know that one. I've done that one, and
You
I'm gonna tell
learned
you.
it.
I
I
know
Hey.
that
still
one. Yeah,
haven't. I
but
still
I
haven't
want to
learned
tell
that
you one
one.
of the things
I
about
know a little bit of it, but I be doing my own little thing.
the thing that I love about line dancing because we don't dance together anymore, and more times I'm hanging out with my girls rather than a date. So if I can just get up on the floor and
That's
roll,
right.
have a good time, that's what
Oh
works.
yes.
Plus, it's great exercise.
It
It's good
is.
cardio.
Yes.
It is.
It's good cardio.
Yes.
Definitely good cardio.
I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it.
So,
Yes.
so
Rochelle,
Yes.
you were talking about uh, going roller skating.
Oh, I
Well,
love to roller skate. I
I
dance when I roller skate too.
and certain songs that they played at the roller skating rinks. One of them that sticks in my mind is "Yummy, yummy, yummy. I got love in my tummy, and I'm running."
I know that
Oh,
song. That is back in the day for
Yeah,
real.
you're gonna be
that
mad
was
when you
way back.
find out. You're gonna be mad when
Yeah.
you find out what it really means.
Oh no.
Oh, don't break my
Oh
heart.
no.
Tell me anyway. I don't care.
Achy breaky heart. Yes. Hmm.
I,
It's
I,
not talking about food.
No,
no.
um,
Rochelle,
Okay.
she was
it's
So,
so
like
so
know
so
it's
I
torn.
it's
have a
the
Probably not, Rochelle. Probably
it's the
not.
parents
Dang it.
that are the worst. I remember when this mom she was playing this song. Everybody knows this song, and I was like, you might not want your 6 year old to sing this song. She's like, she loves that song. I can't feel my face when I'm with you. I said, yeah, he can't feel his face because he's doing cocaine. Stop
Oh,
having your 6 year old sing it.
wait. What? Wait.
Rochelle, where you don't know these things. She's so pure.
Wait a minute. No.
Wow.
He's talking about drugs.
Michelle, why do you think he
But
can't
I can
feel
feel
his
my face
face?
when I'm
I
with
just
you.
be jamming to the beat. I'd be singing and I have too much serious stuff on my mind to pay attention to the, you know what I mean? It's
We
just
just grooving to
music.
the beat.
I look at it differently, with this new generation and stuff like that. It's not like before because it doesn't mean anything. So
Mm.
the beat is what gets me. When I want to listen to some real music, I put on my Sade's. I put on my Isleys. I put on all this other stuff. And
Don't
then
say all this other stuff because the people you just named were singing about the same stuff.
right.
no,
And we
no.
They
I,
just
like
remake the songs. They
right.
just remake them in their
well,
own little way.
I don't give serious thought to that. I didn't know they was talking about cocaine on film. I don't know. I
Listen,
thought he was filling them.
listen.
I,
When he won the Kids Choice Award, he said, "I
Chelsea,
just won a new award from a kids show talking about face numbing effects of a bag of blow."
Right.
oh, wow.
see, I didn't even see that. I was on the computer doing studies. See, that's the thing.
There,
Stuff
there
goes
you
over
go.
my
But
head.
that's why you gotta
And
listen
she
to
said it
I,
falls
I
over her
will.
head.
right.
If it's not serious, I don't pay attention like that. It's not big. Now y'all made me feel I need to start knowing what I'm listening to.
Well, that
Yeah.
you might want to
you
do that.
know,
Nowadays, yeah. I mean, nowadays music, I can't even understand it. So
because
I always revert back
Did
to
you
my
hear
old
what Lynn
music.
just said to
And
you? Lynn gave you some very vital advice. You
which
need to know what you said. You could be in there doing a seance and not even knowing it. Calling
Right. You don't
spirits in
know
your room.
what you're conjuring up.
and I'm just being truthful on here. That's all I'm doing.
That's all
You
right.
know, I love music. It meant something back then. Now, like sometimes I'm embarrassed listening to certain stuff, and
Okay,
I'll turn it up in the
stop. I'm
middle.
cutting you off. I'm gonna need you to
Right.
fix your face because this is what every generation goes through. Every generation has had to hear this from the people older than him. Oh my God, you kids in this dumb rock and roll. You
yes,
All of
stupid
that.
disco. No one knows what they're saying. You
Yep.
kids in your hip hop.
they call it
It's
gibberish.
every
Yeah,
All
generation.
of that.
that
Our
part.
parents said it about when we were listening to our music. Our parents was like, "You don't understand. Back in my day, and
Yeah.
their parents did the same thing. It's just cyclical.
And then
The people who are teenagers now listening to songs, in about 20 years, they're going to be, what is this crap?
Yeah.
And the
I
kids
No,
know
today
my
are
that's
going to
dad,
be like,
my dad
what
used
are
to
you?
call it dope music. Turn that dope music off. Like,
right.
don't
Don't
nobody
do
want to hear that dope music.
Who's this Snoop Doggy Poo you're listening to?
right,
I'm like,
right,
what?
right.
yes.
And we know that Kendrick Lamar just blew everybody away.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
He did
I
a
mean,
cool
look, I had to go read on the dissection of the
yeah,
song and the
Kendrick Lamar did a
performance
good
or
job.
whatever, but it was genius. It was genius. We just have to. get in there different ways. I know what it was, Keone. It was Jerusalem. That was one of that gives me.
What'd you call my mama?
I did not call your mama. I said Jerusalem was the name
Jerusalem.
of
Is she
Jerusalem
speaking in
was
tongues?
That was
What's
a group that she was trying to
Jerusalem
tell you
was the
about.
line dance I was trying to think about.
up? No, all you gotta do is put on some. Whoa, Black Betty, bam bam. Whoa, Black Betty, bam bam. Black Betty had a child, bam bam. The damn girl's gone wild, bam bam. I used to thought they were saying ambulance,
See,
but
Russ, we on the same page. Any
Wait
music,
a
play
minute.
any music, we're gonna jam to it. There
We're
we
gonna
That's
go.
jam
right.
to something. We're gonna jam to something.
uh,
You
this
know.
was a fun episode. Oh, there goes the camera. This was a fun episode.
So
Enjoyed it very much.
I've enjoyed it, and I'm gonna still say I'm going out loving my 70s and 80s.
Yeah, 70s and 80s.
She
No,
trying to
80s
claim
and
both
90s.
decades because she can never
80s
decide
and
which age she
90s for
is.
me.
I can never what?
You try to claim both decades for when you tell them you're a '70s baby, and then when you tell certain people you're an '80s baby.
I'm not a 70s or a 80s baby.
I
But
know
that's
that's
the
not.
music I love. Hey, but this has been a blast, and it's wonderful all knowing that everything is cyclical. What goes around comes back around, and some days we
Definitely.
get it, and some days we don't.
Hmm.
Well, I had my mama tell me a long time ago. She goes, "Music's going to come and go, different types, but you go back and you look, westerns are still in there, and country and western, it just keeps on going."
It does.
Well,
Yes.
it's
Which was started by black people.
You